Good evening, everyone. It is 6:32 PM on Wednesday, July the 15th, 2026. And I would like to begin the regular workshop of the Town of Lake City Board of Trustees. Our first item this evening is to discuss the Colorado 150-year anniversary celebration. I saw an update in the packet about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we published that or put that out to you guys Friday. Of course, some things have changed. I did tell them to pull the ad for it out of the newspaper this week. The Kaminskis have evacuated their animals. Right now, I have a petting zoo. I thought it just prudent that we just wait a bit and see how things play out before we start advertising it. To try to bring people here, see if it's what's going to happen. Yeah, I just wanted to give that update, and that's kind of tentative. Really, if the trustees still wanted to hold it or have the celebration and do it, we will. But I think we should just kind of adjust to the situation as things unfold, especially over the next week or so. The new team that's coming in here is planning to the new wildfire team that's coming in. They're planning to be here for at least 2 weeks doing containment stuff and hardening structures. So really, we'll have a way better idea what's going on with the fire and what we need to do here within the next couple of weeks. What do you think? Any questions about that?
No. Nope. Okay. Any trustees have comments?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if we're next going to talk about the posters or if this should be when I ask, what's up with the posters? Why are they so busy looking? It's really hard to kind of.
Well, we did some black and white ones that are way easier to see.
It's just that they have this certain feel to them. Yes, I wasn't going to say it, but and I like a lot of the elements, but not all of them together.
Okay.
That's my feedback. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Okay.
I'm saying, have a lot of info.
There's a rumor that maybe a special guest.
Well, yeah, Willie signed up. I have.
Depending on,
I asked
I
Jim.
mean, that was a fundraiser.
Yeah. Well, what we were leaning on. That was another thing to talk about. Is the pickleball courts, which I've also have sent out requests for quotes. I got a couple of them, but we're thinking maybe do it for pickleball, for the pickleball courts, and it'd be like $5 for 3 balls. I pitched the idea to Judge McDonald. He may be willing to also get in the dunk tank, but again, let's just see how things work out.
You make a big splash.
My wife said she would do it, but we'll check in on her again closer to August 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think with inflation and everything, it might be at $10 for 3 balls. Well, fundraiser.
Oh, maybe. Well.
Or if we get this special guest, it might be a special rate.
Okay. Cool.
That's
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Maybe
Celebration.
3 for 5 for kids under 12 or something.
There you go.
10, 7. Then they have to tip the extra 3. And then the bartender, I know.
And the kids have to do the math themselves if they can.
Yes.
Because they pay full price.
Yes.
Okay.
No, then they get the dunk tank.
You make it.
They might like that.
Opportunity. Okay. That's fine. Anything else? Okay, our next item is to discuss the first reading of ordinance 2026-10, 8th Street lease agreement. Next.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the first reading, second reading thing because our code references the state statute about it. When I pull that up, it talks about this whole first, second reading, 10-day notice before the first reading, and then not approving it on the first reading, then having a second reading, and then publishing it in full after the second reading. And if it has to do with anything that's zoning, that's a whole nother notice period. But Dan was correcting me on it. Dan, you want to explain that? Because I found it incredibly confusing.
Yeah, and the reason you found it confusing is because it is. I apologize. There's the state statute requires for municipalities that are statutory cities, not statutory towns, to have a first and second reading. There are other exceptions when you adopt something by reference where you need a first and second reading. Um, for you guys are a statutory town, so that's the exception rather than the rule. So if you guys are going to pass an ordinance, what we're going to do is we'll notice it, we'll do a first reading, and it will be passed on first reading. There still is a 30-day referendum period where it doesn't go into effect until 30 days have passed, but you don't need that second reading absent circumstances like adoption by reference.
Yeah. And
And
so
the statutes are really confusing. So Lex is
in our code, it says that no ordinance shall be adopted upon the first reading. And then it references the state statute, and then the state statute says that other stuff. So,
They didn't read it
well, and
or interpret it correctly.
I think it's also probably been revised since
Right.
then. So we'll figure that out here soon. So that's why there's whole first and second reading things happening. And then also we have to do the public hearing for any kind of zoning change, which is one of these.
So the first reading comes at the same time as the public hearing.
We can do that. We could do that. And that, well, I'm going to talk to Dan more about it.
Okay,
yeah, yes, we should do that.
Yeah.
okay, so that is an action item, so.
Yeah, we should still follow this and set it for a public hearing, a second reading, at least for these, just because.
Or you want a second read.
Well, just on, especially, well, because I've already noticed it this way. And,
Okay,
and yeah, I think we should keep it this way, but moving forward after this, we'll.
And you can't add a public hearing at the last minute.
I really, no, I understand.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, what I'm saying
It's
is,
one of the action items as a set of public hearing.
what I'm
Oh.
saying is that Dan just said you could approve it after the first reading, but we are going to go through with a second reading
Yeah, and a public hearing, yeah.
and then approve it.
Yeah,
Got it.
Future.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
Did y'all have any other discussion about the street lease?
Well, I was just gonna share, we have gotten a couple correspondence and I've had people talk to me about the fact that there is not an escalation in it. And we want to make this work out for everybody, a win-win situation, but I do think they make some valid points. Because as things go up, that might be something we want to consider. I want it to be fair and equitable for the town and the business owner.
Yeah.
But because we've gotten, comments and letters, that needs to be brought up and see what the trustees feel about it.
So could we ask Dan to give us a suggestion on that? Or do we
Well,
have
if you
to-
look at the, Richard Philippine's written in his letter.
Right,
I forgot what he said. It's been a while since I got it.
Me too.
51% of the.
So I'm not sure there's so much other stuff in my mind right now. But I don't have his letter printed out, but y'all tell us what to do. We can maybe make a suggestion or have something that is, fair. Henry has,
Trustee Woods?
About this fishing access
it's in there.
that, I really hoped we were having a more precise description. We've talked about it several times, that would like be 4 feet on this, above the water mark or something like that. And it says mutually agreeable, reasonable access. So you think that protects us enough?
Dan, you want to answer that question?
I mean, I'm not
Well, we
worried
changed
about games, but,
Either.
Yeah, and I apologize. Like Lex said, there's been a couple things that have kind of taken my attention off, kind of taken my eye off this ball. We certainly can make it that way. I feel like I feel like the lessee had a pretty compelling argument to leave it the way it was, and I just don't recall what that was at this time. But we can certainly push back and try to lock in 4 feet from the high water mark or whatever.
At least he's in the room. We could ask
Well, it
you.
wasn't the leasing, it was the board that were discussing about how the bank was sloped and it was high and
Yeah.
you're not gonna be getting on it anyway. So the leasing didn't have any concerns. I don't care if you do 8 feet on the high water mark. I really don't care. That's not going down the cliff.
Right.
You know, if the Fisher people want to get up on the cliff, they're more than welcome. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not accessible.
Yes.
I went down and looked at it again after our last meeting, and if you want to hurt yourself, especially on that side, on the other side,
Yeah. There's no.
But the other side is private.
Private.
I won't make you
It
wait.
belongs to the other.
Yeah, Henry. I think it's good the way it is. It's a win for your fishing access.
And we have to, if we did made any changes, we have to postpone the first read.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, even if we change the accelerator part, it's gonna postpone, but next time we could do a first reading and a public hearing and just get it all done. According to Dan.
and I'm not trying to slow it down. I just thought that
Mm,
you want to make sure all the trustees got that information and thought about it.
Yes,
So,
I agree.
So I mean, I guess when y'all go to make a motion, you can make a motion to do, change anything or accept it the way it is and set a public hearing. Cool. Okay.
Landon, are you listening?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because he's the motion king.
Any comments from any other trustees? Trustee Wood? Anybody else? Okay, hearing none. We just want to get done and have it fair and equitable. Okay, our next item is to discuss the first reading of ordinance 2026-11, amending the CPD, DPD as MDR performance standard.
Yeah, it's the same as the one y'all had seen before. It's just,
Same deal.
yeah.
And that's also an awesome. Evening. Trustee Lindsay?
Yes, I would like to point out that it's very frustrating to me that these three different things are all bundled together like this. Because I have no problem with the update to the general business district or to the mobile home residential district, but I have a lot of issues with this update to the central business district for a number of reasons, one of which is slippery slope, but we won't go into that or talk about somebody else who could just say all of their stuff is for sale and have it leave it sitting on their property. But when these zoning ordinances were written, they were very careful to make this performance standard only apply to a conditional use. And so this is a conditional use. I don't think we need to push it into the realm of a use by right. I think that we should be restricting our tightening our standards in the historic district, in our historic downtown. It is our responsibility to protect it, our downtown area, because once we let the genie out of the bag, then it's over. I have no problem with the general business district, this kind of improvement to the language in that ordinance, because even though we're doing it for one business owner per se, it's a business that's been there for more than 50 years, I think more like 70 years. And it's been the same the whole time. But what is being asked over here is this not fit in the downtown district? When we made the guy across the street built those 6-foot fences and put his business behind it while he could still keep his rental, rental examples out in front. And, I don't know why that is such a impediment in the present case. That's the way it is. We have higher standards in the central business district. We have higher standards in the historic downtown and in the historic district. I think I got it all. Thank you.
Trustee Bruce?
So I went back and reviewed the conditional use permit. And there was no mention of a wall being built regarding the hedges not serving that same purpose. I also went back and looked at the letter that Mr. Funds sent. But bottom line is, he did promise in that letter either to build a wall and was looking for our cooperation. And keeping in mind that the intention was for him to build a building there to, like not a shed, but I mean a building that would meet historical guidelines. But that would solve the problem. And I really think that it's punitive to push something on someone when the reason that he was not able to do that was due to his service to our country. And it is what it is, folks. I mean, we're in kind of some strange times right now. He said in his letter, if you go back and review it, that he's been given permission to put a couple in front as examples, but he keeps the majority of them behind the building. And he did that, I think, because we may have requested that he not put them all out front. So he's got the ones that are, not the examples, that they're in the back. So I think we need to, we need to act in fairness, and we need to support our people, and we need to support our businesses. And I just don't feel like reeling against this it is the answer to what we're looking for. And also, my question is, what is the harm? That would be my question at this point.
Trustee Woods?
I understand Doug's in a hard spot right now, and I don't think he should be punished for his reasons for being out of town, but I think Trustee Lindsay has some good points. This is kind of a watering down of the historic standards in the historic district. What if we just took this CBD part out of this ordinance, and could we give him a 1-year extension or something on his getting the
I mean, y'all would have to do an action item, and we would have to have something that states that.
I think Trustee Lindsay has a very good point. There's other people that want a 6-foot fence that have been fighting tooth and nail against the Historic Preservation Commission, and so this would not be a good example to set right now.
Trustee Lindsay?
Yeah, just a little pushback on the punitive aspect of what I am railing against, as you say. I am not trying to punish anyone, and I am not holding him to a promise that he did or did not make. This has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the ordinance, period, paragraph. I don't think it, and I think we are changing it or attempting to change it for the benefit of one business. And I don't, that's just like spot zoning. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate. And the harm is the watering down of our standards and, you know, a lowering of the visual aesthetic of our town area. Thank you.
Trustee Bruce?
We're changing it for two businesses, because it.
I have no objection to the change in the GBD.
Right, so we're changing it to say for sale or rent for two businesses,
Which,
In the GBD?
both.
Yeah.
It's changing
Okay,
it
So, yeah, so the point is
because they're,
that I do not object to the update to the ordinance that, the zoning ordinance that covers the general business district. I do object to changing the ordinance that covers the central business district because they're not the same. And I think trustee Trevisono had her.
I hear your concern with, like, someone could just put it out and say it's for rent, even if it isn't, just so they can have their stuff out. But I kind of think because they were able to put it out and say for sale, like, I don't really see a difference. Like, they could also say something's for sale and it not be for sale, you know, just so that they're like following the rules.
Yeah.
So I don't really see how that would make it much different.
Yeah, well, I have an objection to that, but then I would be changing the ordinance. And I think we should leave the ordinance as is for now until and unless we do a major overhaul. This kind of like picking away at it may work for some things like the mobile home residential district, but you know, I think that we have a higher standard in the downtown area. That's what it all boils down to.
Trustee Wood?
yes, the section 23-14 relating to the central business district is for just one business, one single business. So it is a case of spot zoning, basically, which they always tell you spot zoning is always wrong.
Yeah, but that's also like changing a zoning district, changing the district itself, not necessarily two words in it, but the whole entire district, changing the district for a different use. I mean, even Tourist 2, which is only one block, that's spot zoning. That was the whole thing created just for one little zone. So that would be spot zoning. This is really clarifying, or at least making it, you know, like this is just adjusting that it's for sale or for rent in that particular case, or in that particular zoning district. Again, if someone calls me and says, hey, they have for rent stuff, it's not for sale, they need to put it behind a fence. Well, I'm not the building official, and I don't know what I can tell them, hey, you need to build a fence, but like, there's not much else besides that I can do about it. You know, and I don't know if it's for sale or for rent unless it's written on every single vehicle. So I don't know.
Trustee Wood?
Well, I know there'll be at least one person in your office being mad and want a 6-foot high fence.
But that was in the, what you're speaking of is those people that want a 6-foot fence in front of the front facade of their home in the historic district. This is not in the front of the front facade.
Yes.
It would be to the side.
It would be to the side. So it's not really this.
apples and oranges.
Yeah.
So can I just real briefly, I don't want to sidetrack us too much, but you guys are all right. You do not want a spot zone. You do not want to say, hey, we will take this property and zone it residential surrounded by commercial. I feel like what you're contemplating here is at least defensible in that you are changing the standards for an entire zoning district across the zoning district, and it just so happens to currently only affect one business. However, in the future, it might affect more. So it's a real minute distinction, but good looking out for spot zoning. I think this is defensible if you want to do it. It's really board choice.
And we can have a public hearing on it, and see what the public.
Yeah, I think that's important to have public input on it. I will review, I was in the initial meetings when he first came to us, and for the newer trustees, his initial plan is to build a shop and a building that would match the facade of what's there. But because of his appointment, that got put in the back burners. And I believe that's still his case, but we don't have any, I don't have any proof of that. But the other thing that crosses my mind is the historic, and I hear what you're saying there, but who determines what's the front facade? Because it faces on two different streets within.
That
Even the
actually
front
is
door of
set.
the main business faces at a 45-degree angle.
But it's said that the north-south are generally considered the front facades, except in certain instances, like the little yellow house and the little Belgian house.
Yeah, that's just driving the guy.
I'm just
And I,
saying,
no,
and
I'm just,
the point that Dan made about the fact that we are not doing this for just one business, but for all the businesses that may come, is exactly the slippery slope that I am afraid of. And I normally am not a slippery slope kind of gal, but I don't want us to turn into, I don't know, Moab with ATV rentals on every corner. That's all. Okay, now I'm done. I promise. Thank you.
okay. No, I was just asking a question, like Slim Valley Gift Gallery. It's based in this place,
Right. Yes, you're correct.
and it's a historic district. So. Just a thought there.
But it was there when the historic district was made. And that was not. But
Okay, well, it is an action item later. See how the board.
For the public hearing, yeah.
Okay. And we will get public feedback and then we can take it from there. And I think these were all valid. Thank you. Any other comments from any trustees? Okay, hearing none. Our next item is discuss the wastewater treatment plant project. Is it Erickson or Artisan change order number 1? It's the blower master control panel.
Air. I don't know.
Erickson.
Sure.
And you're here and you're there.
Oh,
You're in two places at once.
and they're both in this building.
Okay.
They didn't shut it off.
Yeah, it's a change order. It's like $1,000 change order, more or less. You want to explain this, what it
It's a
does?
fancy 3-phase timer, 24-hour timer. So you can program when the blowers are gonna run and when they're not gonna run. And that way, right now, everything's manual because one of the ways we saved a whole bucket of money is we didn't put a valve on all 54 lines of air that would be able to be adjusted. But we are going to monitor and be able to see how things are performing. And this will allow the guys to, as they see that the oxygen goes down at night, to put more air in at night, not have to manually adjust it. They can program it to run at, 30 horsepower during the day and 60 horsepower at night.
It'll save money, save time, and it automates some things. And it's only $1,000. In the long run, we'll save money.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. It would pay for itself over time.
It'll pay
So
for
if-
itself over time. It provides a little more flexibility.
Yeah. And
Sense to me.
yeah,
It's $250,000 deal and it's $1,000.
Yeah.
Trustee Wood?
Well, it sounds good to me. I read about it and it seems like it's something that Langston Joanne can approve.
I mean, technically, full disclosure, I already did approve it, so then, we did slow the project down. However, it's better to have a record of y'all approving it because you're the fiduciary
Okay.
agents.
I
And,
see that. You approve.
did I uploaded the signed one? Sorry.
Awesome.
But anyways,
No worries. No Christmas bonus for that.
It was 6 days ago. you said that.
yeah, no, I didn't want to put it back a week.
Okay, any trustees have any other
Sorry.
questions or comments?
But glad it's approved.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, buddy. Making decisions.
Okay, next item, discuss wastewater treatment plant temporary backup generator.
Yeah, so with the fires and the fact that they're not far from power lines, and that's been in multiple of these meetings, the power lines are critical infrastructure. So our wastewater treatment plant backup generator is not really scheduled to be delivered and installed until like probably mid-August when we get all done. However, we may need it sooner than later. I put out a message. I started to talk to everybody about who has what, where can we get one. We called around a bunch of rental places. And they didn't really have ones big enough that we thought that we needed. A lot of them are rented out or don't have them. There was 100 kilowatt in Denver. And some other places tried to charge one to us for like 15 grand, but they even couldn't guarantee us they could have it in a couple days.
Oh, yes.
And then in United Rental, that was only like 4,800, but 1,800 with the delivery. So I put out a thing on the manager's list. The Estes Park got back to me, and the Estes Park Power and Communications reached out, and they said they had an 80 kilowatt one. Turned out to be a 70 kilowatt one, but it will at least cover the bare minimum that needs to be ran at the plant. So Willie actually went and got that today, and we have it back, and we're figuring out how to attach it without having to spend 15 grand on doing the transfer switch and then undoing that because it really needs to go on the other building. We think we found a solution. GCA and Solar Bear, we've been talking today. We found a way that'll work temporarily in case of an emergency. And heard back from the town of Windsor today, who has 150 kilowatt. I'm going to ask that on the agenda we add an action item to approve a memorandum of understanding with them. It just more or less says, hey, we're borrowing this. If you break it, you owe us for it. But that 150 kilowatt would be more than enough to run the plant, and then we can use the 70 kilowatt one to be a backup generator for the ball field well. So, and they're neither one are charging us anything. Solar Bear Solutions like 45 to 5 grand per spot, which is cheaper than the 15 grand that Tiger quoted us. So we figured that out, and I thought we were going to have to make some decisions about money after getting the quote from Tiger, and haven't heard back from Electrical Experts Colorado yet. And the way that GCA agreed with Mike's plan, so it's simple enough, it's easy, we can wire it, and then GCA will actually going to give us some of the cabling to help us do it. And GCA would just come over and more or less connect it after we got it all wired in case we lost power. So we got a plan, is what I'm saying. If anyone has a 200 amp giant extension cable or power, what is it called? Like power cable. We need one more of those if anyone has one. If not, the one we ordered will be here Monday. And then the Estes Park actually sent one with it, with their generator. So it's looking pretty good on the backup power side. And I feel pretty good about it. So, and I made the executive decision to tell Solar Bear to go, especially after talking to GCA.
Backup generators, a fuel source. Do you have a fuel source?
It's diesel.
Well, do you have a secondary fuel source that's not battery operated?
What do you mean? Or
A generator?
uh,
Because the generator works great until you run out of fuel and no fuel pumps are working.
I mean, we don't.
The county shop.
Well,
The county?
Will be, the way they will fill this, a day tank on the one from Estes Park. It has literally about a day's worth of power. And then Ethan's truck has a tank that he's gonna get full, and the county has 10,000 gallons. and they have backup power. My understanding is they have that.
We have a 500-gallon one too, which I don't think we're probably not going to use that yet.
Yeah.
Because it's not really proper. But the county would still have diesel. And then with all the wildfire people, if it got down to that, there would be a disaster, and they would start giving us resources if we needed it. So it's in the short term, like weeks or months, maybe not, but we can figure it out as we go. At least in the short term, we have an option now. Otherwise, we did before. It only takes about 5 hours for that waste to go septic. And if we're out of power for weeks or months, and we're putting septic waste into the Lake Fork River, then that's an ecological disaster on top of everything
It
else.
would be very unpleasant. Yeah.
Trustee Woods?
So it's a diesel, both of them are diesel generators.
Anything that big is diesel.
And so there is 2 power lines supplying power.
No, there's only one.
No, there's not.
Every single tri-state and GCA person at every one of these meetings say that it is a radial power line. There's only one line into Lake City.
But
They have the transmission lines that run most of the power. They have a secondary that runs a relay underground. It doesn't have enough.
they have the original power
doesn't
poles
have-
that they're updating right now.
Yeah, but those are just on the transmission lines that carry power. The secondary line that's buried underneath isn't big enough to carry the power for Lake City. They already tried that and fried one line when we ran out of power and moved that mobile subunit down the last time.
And a mobile subunit wouldn't work in this case because there's no transmission line.
And it depends where the fire burns on where
Yeah.
hopefully.
So I was out of abundance of caution. I went out of my way to secure these. And,
It's good.
and we're going to, I know about 5 or 6 people, a beer and a meal.
Well, I think it's great. I appreciate you being proactive on it, and I think it's better safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Smart move, and so I back you. Any other trustees have any questions or comments on that? Trustee Winter?
And as far as our water capacity and everything, when people, if it does become a disaster, do we have a plan to shut off, like, put an order to stop watering grass? When all these super tankers and structures start sucking down water?
I mean, if it comes down to that, there would be some kind of restriction on it, but also there would probably be an evacuation at that point. And then hopefully everyone left, and then
Everything would die.
and then we can figure it out. And in worst case scenario, yes, there would be some kind of water restriction if we're draining the tanks with the amount of firefighting. Right now, they're pulling out of the river for fight the water. We are providing potable water, and we're allowing them to dump gray water in our system over by Memorial Park. So, yeah, if we need to, we can do restrictions. If there's an evacuation, we expect less water. If we have both wells on, we would hope to keep up with it. If we're fighting fires on both sides of the town, if there was another lightning event or something, which is what I am preparing for, then if it started drawing down, we could bump up the pumping rates on the wells to accommodate that. However, that would put us in a boil order, which also probably would reduce use. And then we would have to flush the whole system like we did last time.
Yeah, I just think it just, some to ponder.
Yeah.
Becomes like a necessity where they're using water and we're not evacuated, that
Shutting off their water. Yeah, we'll see what options are available to us. I'm open to all those if it's for the public safety and welfare.
I agree. Okay. I believe that's it. Once again, better safe than sorry. Prepare for the worst and hope and pray for the best.
Yep.
Right. That concludes any other trustees have anybody up? No. Okay, that concludes our workshop for this evening. We have a pretty quick agenda for our meeting. If everybody would like to, we could just power through this one, or do you want a quick break?
Let's
power through.
Power through.
Okay. All right, I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Lake City Board of Trustees. It is 7:11 p.m. on Wednesday, July the 15th, 2026. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Lex, would you lead us?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Bruce.
Here.
Lindsay.
Here.
Trevisano.
Here.
Winery.
The key.
Woods.
Here.
Weiss.
Here.
Roberts.
Here. Next item, approval of agenda for the regular meeting, July 15th, 2026.
I asked that we, the agenda is the addition of the consideration of the approval of the MOU between the town of Windsor and the town of Lake City for their 150 kilowatt backup generator.
I move to approve the agenda with that addition.
Second.
Motion second.
Not the second.
Okay,
It's Kings, if you could.
roll call, please.
Bruce.
Yes.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Trevisano.
Yes.
Winery.
Yep.
Woods.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes. Okay, regular meeting minutes from July 1st, 2026. Everybody get a chance to review those. Any questions or comments or change? Yes.
I move to approve the regular meeting minutes from July 1st, 2026. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Bruce.
Yes.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Trevisano.
Yes.
Winery.
Abstain.
Woods.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes. Next item, bills payable for July 15th, 2026. Anything you need to give us a heads up on, Mike?
It's a big amount. There's a big invoice for Ridgeway Valley. There's also another Intex invoice for the wastewater treatment plant as well. That's where the majority of the bills are coming from. Oh yeah, so on item 122, the Solar Bear Electric. So 2 weeks ago, the surge protector on the Armory building failed. And I had that replaced by Solar Bear last week. The unit itself was 14,700 or like 14,500 bucks. And so that's where that came from. We were emergency shelter. I wanted to make sure that it was a good operating order and it was survived a lightning strike. So that's another big chunk that kind of came out of the blue. Anything else? Henry, what do you have?
Trustee Woods?
Wasn't that surge protector just installed about a year ago for that? You're talking about for the emergency generator here?
No, I'm talking about the master, no, I'm talking about in the breaker box for the building.
Yeah.
Within that is a Square D three-phase surge protector. And it had like over 2,000 surges on it for something, or it was failing anyway. And on one of the phases, it had failed. It turned red. So no, I think it was there from when they had done all this, and that is 7 years old or so. I did think it was unusual for the number of surges on there. So I'm monitoring it because I saw it tick up when that kicked on, the old one. But I don't know, because when it kicked on recently, it didn't tick this one. So I think the other surge protector just failed. And that one was actually obsolete, and we had to get a new updated version of it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's 40 and 41? 41 and 42.
41 and
41 and 42.
41 and 42 is Parks and Rec. It was probably, I don't know why she didn't put a description on there. It's something that Ben bought for something, probably, I don't know, was there an event or anything?
Was it
Um,
candy? That's a lot of candy.
Well, it may have been, no.
It was
Floor hockey set, volleyball stuff.
I'm not 100% sure, and I don't have the bills in here, but it's something that Ben bought.
Perfect.
I mean, it
I
says
trust them.
felt spider puck. Wouldn't that be for the hockey field or floor hockey thing?
We're just.
You said 80?
He said
Oh,
41.
sorry.
He said 41 and 42, and I was gonna correct you.
That's my fault. My fault.
I'll make sure we add descriptions.
Well,
Because like even Amazon stuff, we need descriptions here.
Yeah, I would agree.
I
You could approve them with a description to follow.
There's there's a whole stack of invoices in there. I just didn't bring them.
and the red is credited back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those are refunds.
Well, perfect. I make motion to pay the bills for July 15, 2026, in a total amount of $657,485.17.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Trivison,
Yes.
Winteringer,
Yes.
Woods,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yeah.
Roberts.
Yeah. All right, our next item is citizens' comments on items not on the agenda. Any citizens in the room have anything they would like to speak? None? Anybody on Zoom? Please unmute yourself or raise your hand. If you have any comments? Seeing none, we will move on to committee report. First one, county engineer, update on the wastewater treatment plant. Go ahead.
Report. It's moving along.
Did I add it?
Yes.
Oh, it is on there? Did I add her report to the agenda?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Sorry, I've
Yes.
missed out. I've been so busy,
Where?
sorry.
Yeah, right there.
Nice photos.
Okay, good. Then I did.
People like pictures. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm the wrong one. Duh.
When's the ribbon cutting?
I had a conversation with the cover people today that did not go well. The slide dates are still a month out. And the cover people are talking, that they're 2 months out. Yeah, and we can't, there's a whole bunch of work we gotta do after the covers.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all of the aeration has to be inserted through the holes in the covers. So, yeah, I'm going to keep pushing. Tell them you're not gonna pay the bill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll talk.
Okay.
Any questions?
Other than that, they've got, the liner guy was supposed to be here next week, assuming nothing bad happens over the next week. And they should be ready. They've got one cell. All they need to do is run the anchor trench, and they won't do that until they're sure they're coming. And the second cell is probably 70%. They've got one airline they need to run and 3 more taps. And they'll be ready for both of those cells. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
I did my drive-by today.
I saw that.
The cells are looking really good.
Yep.
It's interesting to see how they pack them. And I was very impressed with the way that little skid steer drove right up the wall of that thing. We
Yeah.
lead right out of that. So
Did you notice how they were running the compactor up and down? Yeah.
using a
A chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're holding, it does not climb the hill.
Yeah.
And it would go down the hill. It did go down the hill very fast when it wasn't tied to the track.
No, it's looking good. Those new ponds are coming big well.
Okay.
Thank you, John. We
you.
appreciate your hard work and I know you're pushing for us.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. We're gonna go back to work.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
No, you're not. You're gonna go up there and watch us.
I'll probably snooze my ass.
All right, our next item, Lake San Cristobal Water Activity Enterprises, trustee Woods.
Well, the water's coming out of the lake at 25.7 cubic feet per second. The CPW minimum stream flow for this time of year is 20. And so if we get much lower, they're going to be demanding us to make releases. And it's pretty, seems pretty evident to me, and that we have to provide 20 cubic feet per second all the way till October 1st. But there's not going to be enough water in the lake for that. So we'll see. Then anyway, and then Blue Mesa is 32% full with 260 million acre feet. And it's 35,000 acre feet below the historic minimum that we've ever had for this time of year. And it's they're predicting that Blue Mesa will go below the power pool to be able to generate electricity on February of 2027.
Yep, oops. Las Vegas will be a very dark place. And anyways,
You know, our power that Lake City gets provided by Tri-State is we pay for the Craig plant to generate power for our power rights. That in reality, since we're the closest spot, our power actually comes from the Mesa. You know, it's like you got a water system, you put water in at one place and it goes all the way up through it. So if that Blue Mesa fails, then that will affect Lake City.
Yes, not just Lake Power, people of Mesa losing power too.
right.
Everybody.
No, that whole electrical grid's crazy. Years ago, I was told Blue Mesa Power goes somewhere else, and ours was actually getting fed from a coal burning plant over by Pueblo.
Craig,
Great.
yeah, well, that's the paperwork for our power is we're paying to have coal burn and Craig
Right.
for our power, but in reality,
Comes up. to
it
Lake.
actually comes out of Blue Mesa.
Well, I just encourage everyone to do the monsoon dance before you go to bed.
They keep promising.
Okay, any other questions for Trustee Wood on this principle? Next item is the Gunnison Basin Roundtable. Trustee Wood, do they have a meeting?
Meeting next Monday.
Next is Historic Preservation, Mr. Fox. Thank you for being here with us this evening.
Sure. Generally in July, because of the 4th of July, we postponed the regular meeting from the first Tuesday to second Tuesday, so we had our meeting yesterday. We approved at the house across the street from mine, 400 North Gunnison Avenue, just some redoing and adding to a little bit on a deck, a new shed, and a new storm door on the building, easily approved. It's a Howard residence there. At the road residence on 622 North Gunnison Avenue, we approved a new garage and administratively approved a new fence around there. And the owner has said that he'll put 6-foot fences on the side that'll go down to 4 feet where the front at the distance of the front of the building, and then have 4 feet in the front. That's about it. At the last meeting, did I mention you and the work that you did on the?
No.
No, okay, let me just quickly say, greatly appreciate work Tina's been doing on, updating the, files that I gave her, on all the architectural surveys that were done in 2004 on all the buildings in the district. And so now every owner of a building in the National Historic District here can go online to the Lake City website and download the historic report that was written by Grant Houston and the historian lady, Kathleen. No, anyway, a lady.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's hours and hours and hours.
It's a lot of work. There's still a lot of corrections to be made on it, but we'll be working on that over the next couple months or so. Anyway, thank you very much.
All right. Any questions from Mr. Pot? Thank you for being there. Tina.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Joe.
that was fun. That was fun.
Okay, next Chamber of Commerce, trustee Curzon.
We have a meeting next Monday, nothing to report.
Okay. Next, Marketing Committee. Trustee Britton.
We had a site visit from our Mission Market people, actually from Andrea. And she's doing a great job. And I think that was just about all that was discussed, but our consultant is doing great. That's it.
Okay, any questions? Hearing none. Next, MAC Committee. Trustee
None.
Winery.
Nothing.
None. Okay. Next, Dirk, trustee Bruce.
So, Christie writes, thank you for a fantastic playground ribbon cutting celebration. Thanks to the mayor pro tem for speaking. It was great. There was a really nice turnout. And I was honored to do that since I'm close with the family as well. It was kind of cool. August 1st, they hope to be posting the beer garden at the celebration. Wine and music posters are out. And let's see, Wednesday markets continue, adjacent to Veterans Park. And we have a meeting tomorrow. Yes.
No, she had sent me something because she couldn't make it, but she just, she said.
Then they hosted the business meeting yesterday with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, and she said that the Tiger Chamber are hosting a weekly business owner meeting at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And they're working to get follow-up information posted on the chamber website after yesterday's meeting. Region 10 is hosting weekly wildfire recovery meetings every Tuesday at 12 noon for all communities. We'll forward this link for trustees. And then there's a State of Colorado town hall for residents relating to insurance information, and we'll forward that info here to you. So, I didn't know if that's where she wanted me to say this.
Yeah, it wasn't a dirt report, but
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
but that's still good information.
Any questions? Hearing none. Thank you, trustee Bruce. Next, Region 10. Go ahead, Madam Meeting. I do know the business loan fund has been some loan modifications, and Region 10 is working on a wildfire disaster things, trying to get things in place. Now, where that ends up for us, but they are meetings at next. Sitting in if you got the time. Okay, next, planning and zoning. Commission. Yeah,
No, I think I missed the last meeting because we were at CML. The proposals for the housing consultant are due this Friday. We'll see what we get, and then the planning and zoning will review those proposals next Thursday, make a recommendation to the board of trustees, who will consider it on Wednesday. And really, that's about it.
And it's not the elk fire, right? It's the elk fire.
Where, what?
The very first line.
Um,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
okay.
You don't have to
I
change
saw, I
it.
saw it earlier today.
It was kind of cute. It was kind of cute, actually. I'm like, oh dang, there's another fire.
Yeah, so that's all I have for the planning and zoning. And I guess I'm up next on the town manager report. Oh, I did. Oh, maybe later.
Next item, town manager. report. Mr. Mull.
Yeah, so I mean, you have my report, and then the Recla Metals thing was good. I mean, they picked up the last of the junk this past Thursday or Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah, the 20, like, and this number doesn't include the last load that I just got, but 22.75 tons of mixed steel removed from the town. I did notice that they had quoted me $600 per trip, but they only charged us $300. So he gave us a break, and then he ended up giving us like $1,000 back.
That's awesome.
So it worked out, and we have a better plan for August. Joe Hearn said he has some of the older metal trash cans, or the big ones, and then we can label those and have people put the loose stuff in there so it's not spread out anywhere, and try to separate it better. So we may even get a higher rate next time if we can keep the metal separated. So we got a better plan for next time. And even I'm going to talk to you later about it. We'll have a workshop about that and see if we want to open it up to everybody in the county or not. But we'll talk about that later. So I kind of already give you an update on the waste, on all the backup generator stuff. The city of Victor also offered to have one of their CDL public works guys haul whatever we need from the front range if we need it. Don Menzies also offered to have one of the road and bridge guys go get the generator in Windsor. But Dan, I'm going to look at the total weight of this trailer and backup generator. He's 5 miles from Windsor. And so Dan, our attorney, as if he can haul it, may come bring it to us. And
Wow.
we'll give.
If I can find a place to stay.
Yeah, well, hopefully, look and let me know. And if not, I'll see if we can make something happen. Alpine Village might be able to take you since they're not taking any new reservations. But we can explain it to them. Besides that, staff has been doing a really good job. You did a really good job with the stuff on the website and updating the website and maintaining it and taking all those phone calls and it's been really, really helpful. And everyone has. Like, I'm really proud of the crew. We did take some of the other stuff we're doing for the firefighting. We did test the generators. But I tested the one here today. The guys testing the one at the Bluff well. I have JC Propane come today and fill our tank. We are a temporary evacuation shelter now, as of today. I did create all the documentation paperwork to track all that. I think I told y'all we're allowing them to dump gray water and we're giving them potable water. We're checking that too for future reference. We got like 5 walkie-talkies that we made sure we have batteries for so we can talk in case we lose power and electricity and communications. Talked to Justin too about maybe possibly if we need to, we can do some fire mitigation around the Morningside water tank. We did get permission from Tri-State to remove the trees that are within 100 feet, but some of them are really tall, we probably need an arborist or professional firefighters. So we may end up asking them if necessary to help us remove that. I'm going to talk to the Breedens to try to get permission to remove some of them from the north. I'm going to reach out to them again and see if they'll give us permission to do that. And just to make it clear to everybody else, like our key responsibilities in a situation like this is to ensure that our water and sewer services are online and working, and that our emergency shelter, which is the Armory, is available for use and working. What we have been doing. Something that I found out recently was that really no kind of wildfire situation has been a thing, like in no one's living memory of a wildfire kind of threatening the town like this. So it's kind of new for everyone. And I would just ask everyone to be patient as we all, really as a community and as a team, and kind of figure it out and do our best, and in some cases learn as we go. So I would just ask patience for everyone that's managing the response. Because it is a big lift, and it definitely, all I've been doing since Sunday is this, and it's kind of, it consumes your attention and time. But besides that, anybody have any questions?
Nope, I just want to say good job. Very proud of the job you guys did with the town cleanup. And that's pretty amazing.
I
It's
know.
great of Reclamation to do that for us.
Yes.
And you even brought in opened up. So all in all, very successful. Thank you on that, guys. Any questions or comments from any trustees? Hearing none. Next is the legal update. Dan, Rob?
Thank you, Mayor. I've been trying to stay out of Lex's way. Lex, Christina, all you guys have done a great job with this terrible situation. So I'm just trying to help however I can. I don't really have anything legally to report, but if you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Hearing none. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate you being there for us. Next, Mayor Trustee reports. Any trustees? Go around the room. Trustee Lindsay? Trustee Wood?
No.
Good. Trustee Winter?
I would just say with the fire and everything, there's a lot of questions. And the number one importance is accurate, factual information. That is helpful to everybody. Misinformation is misleading and can cause headaches and disasters for a lot of people. So if you don't know the answer, don't try to BS through it. Just get factual information.
Excellent point.
Yep.
You saved me some words. Trustee Bruce?
Everyone has been doing a great job. Lex, Sandy, and everyone involved in the coordination. But I really want to give a shout out to Kathleen Wintery Murphy, because she's doing it for free. And she is putting out good information. She is coordinated with the county, with the town, I believe. She's and she's putting out good information. And so she also, supplied that one list of things to take with you. And then the county printed it out, and she's been giving those out in her shop. And I think the chamber's giving them out. So yeah, thank you to her for her volunteer time on this.
Thanks, Mom.
Exactly.
Anything? Nothing? Nope. I would just kind of ditto a lot of those remarks. I think that our staff, county and town, are doing a fantastic job. I have utmost faith in them. And to keep it simple, I was raised prepare for the worst and hope and pray for the best. And that's all we can do, and also remain calm and don't believe everything you read on Facebook.
Oh, gosh.
As Trustee Wintery stated, just, speak the facts, and we're all here for each other, and I think we'll get through fine.
No panicking. No panicking.
Nope.
And help people,
I did want
help them be calm,
Trustee Wintery.
I will say on the watch duty thing, they didn't fly and take a radar. So when everybody saw it going from 500 to 1900, they thought that happened today. That hasn't. That's been a 3-day burn.
Yeah.
So the panic level was high, but
Yeah.
Trust me, those guys know what they're doing. So
I do want to.
Yeah, let's share, the fact that the team that was in here and the new team that's arriving now. I don't know that everybody.
I mean, the wildfire team is out of Wyoming. They were a temporary team coming here because all the other teams were busy. And the bigger full force team is really getting briefed tonight at 7. They're taking over operations tonight. And they're more fully equipped. They have, more modeling capability. They have their own technologists. They'll be able to have, they'll be able to put out more consistent and accurate information than the team that's been here just because they have more resources. So, and there'll definitely is going to be a surge of firefighters here. I think there's 256 total people mobilized, but they're bringing in a lot of equipment and more firefighters. So everyone should at least take some comfort in that the fact that the bigger team with more resources and more experience, for that matter, is going to be taking over tonight. Yeah. Yeah. And then another thing, like this week, Christine and Tina were supposed to be at the Clerks Institute doing their training that's only once a year, but we decided it was probably best if they didn't go with the situation. And yeah, and we're getting some partial refunds for things, but I thought it was important for them to stay, and they also made their own decision. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad too, because I wouldn't have answered a phone all day. Or phone call. So yeah, and yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there as something that changed. I was going to be going on vacation the third week of August, but I've already canceled that too. And we'll just hopefully do it sometime later in the year. But that's fine. That's all I have.
Okay, well, sorry they couldn't go, but I appreciate your dedication. I understand we need to be here. Okay. If nothing else, next item is correspondence received. We saw the two different letters with the LPC grant award came through for the $100,000, 50 for the town, 50 for the county. And the other is a letter from Richard Pitlestrud. Root. And that was the one I addressed earlier. I think he makes some valid points. I think all the trustees should read that. And, like I said, consider something that would be a win-win situation. Any comments or questions on the correspondence received? All right, hearing none. We will move on.
We do
have our addition to the agenda.
Yeah, which is a discussion of possible action to approve agreement for temporary loan of portable generator between the town of Lake City and the town of Windsor.
Second. Take Nathan.
I just had to repeat that, so.
Well, I already had it written out, so.
And we already had discussion on it. Seemed like everybody was in favor. So roll call vote, please.
Bruce.
Yes.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Tripsona.
Yes.
Winery.
Yes.
Woods.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes. Next, discussion and possible action to approve on first reading ordinance 2026-10 8th Street lease agreement and set the matter for a public hearing and a second reading on August 5th, 2026 at 7:00 p.m. or as close thereafter as possible.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
So we have to approve it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, after the public hearing.
We have a
Yep.
motion in a second.
Don't we need to add the
I mean,
escalator in there?
if we do, then we have to go back and change, we got to negotiate that and change the ordinance and start this process over.
Okay, never mind.
It's up to you guys.
No.
I'm happy as long as we get the fishing rights.
Fishing rights are in.
You don't even
We're in.
fish.
What's that?
You don't even fish.
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion to say. Any other comments that apply? Roll call vote, please.
Bruce.
Yes.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Tripsona.
Yes.
Winery.
Yes.
Woods.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes. Yes. Discussion and possible action to approve on first reading ordinance 2026-11, amending the CBD, GBD, and MHR performance standards, set the matter for a public hearing and a second reading on August 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. or as close thereafter as possible.
I move to
Galen did it.
Second. Okay,
Did you want to amend it?
yeah,
Well, there's a motion and a second on the table, so that this needs to play out. And then if it doesn't pass, then somebody can make another motion.
what's that?
He can amend it. Can he?
No, this motion has to pass or fail, then you can make the motion.
Okay.
Dan?
So there's a little bit of a lag here. What I heard was a motion and a second, and I did see Trustee Wood's hand up, but
If I may,
Yeah.
so we had a so move, meaning just, that's my motion. And a
Yeah.
second on that, and Trustee Woods wants to do an amended motion. And now we're at loggerheads.
So the strict reading of Robert's rules says we proceed with the motion, the second. If you if you want to grant Trustee Woods time and discussion, you can reconsider that motion. Does that make sense?
Good.
But that would be Kalen who made the motion, so.
He would have to be the one to amend it.
I apologize, my audio is terrible. So if I made a motion to approve, someone seconded it, and then during discussion, a third trustee said, "Hey, I want you to consider this," and it made me reconsider my motion, then I could amend my motion. Then we look for a renewed second. Does that make
What
sense?
did you want to amend it with, Henry?
And I had my hand up first before he even asked about it, but I wanted to eliminate section 23-14, this, that addresses the central business district.
I thought we were going to have a public hearing.
What's that?
A public hearing and see what it says, and then
Yeah.
get back to it on the second.
We don't have to.
True.
Just saying.
If this
I
motion,
did not put him up to this.
Trustee Leonard?
if this motion passes, it just goes to a public hearing, correct?
And then a second, and then it has to be approved for a second time by you guys.
Okay, so it's the same as the previous one, we just.
Yes.
Okay,
But we should adjust it now, because if we do the public hearing and then we don't do this all over again.
Yeah, so because it's the ordinance that we're having the public hearing on as it is written.
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of the public hearing?
because if it comes
Not
back.
Because
that
it's
they
a
change.
zoning change, we have to get a 15-day notice to that public hearing. So,
Well, what if there are opposition to it and then you have to change it? You'd have to do that anyway.
yeah, and we have to reset it for motion for another 15 days out.
Yep.
There's no hurry to do it, so.
Galen could amend her motion.
But it's not really approving it on the first reading then, because really we're making a motion to make these changes and for us to come back and show you those changes.
If it's her motion, she can amend.
What her motion could fail or not fail.
But you can't force her to amend her motion.
I know, okay, saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based on what Dan said, Trustee Trevisano made a motion. Trustee Weiss seconded it. Trustee Woods had some additional discussion and would like to see it changed. And the way I understand it, it goes back to Trustee Trevisano, if you want to leave your motion as it stands. Right?
Yeah. And she just said,
Okay.
Mayor, that is correct. And then during the public hearing, you're allowed to make changes during that. That's the whole point of the second reading. So
You don't have to start over.
this is mostly to publish it and get the public engaged, to get comments out there and all of that. But you're correct, Trustee Trevisano. And I'm sure I just butchered your name. Can you please correct me?
Good, actually. Yeah, that was good.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. We've had some discussion and we're sticking with the motion in a second, so roll call vote, please.
Bruce.
Yes.
Lindsay.
No,
Rip Sonam.
Yes.
Winnery.
Yes.
Woods.
No.
Least.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion.
Okay. And finally, this evening is discussion and possible action to approve Ayerson change order number 1 for blower master control panel in the amount of $1,000.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Bruce.
Yes.
Lindsay.
yes,
Rip Sonam.
Yes.
Winnery.
Yes.
Woods.
Yes.
Least.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Motion passes.
But we added something about the generator.
We did it already.
We already had it. Okay. So with nothing else before the board this evening, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for your time.